have a lot to talk about. I was very happy with seeing so many people and so many people like also getting a lot of art of mine, but it was definitely still so overwhelming. So this is a common thing that happens is the French speaking part of Switzerland is a little bit more open than the German ones. And of course, what do we do at every convention? Hentie Counter! Ding dong! Ding dong! For anyone that doesn't know, that's a thing that has been happening only at German-speaking conventions, and only because of two art pieces of mine. There are two art pieces that for some reason they always stick out to people, and that's their only image of my booth, basically. Yes, I'm the hentai artist, Gooner artist confirmed. I'm a gooner. I'm a gooby gooner. It's these two ones. So this one, I mean, it's just cute lingerie. I can see it's showing a little bit more skin, okay? I know it's very scandalous. And then the bunny suit one. Those are the only two ones that I think, you know, were a little bit risque. More in the sense of they just show skin, that's it. Yeah, it's sexy, it isn't prawn. I know, but a lot of people are like, oh, that's hentai. I think the Swiss German-speaking people and Germans are just a little bit conservative. I really don't know. Did I get food poisoning? I did not get food poisoning. I did it again. The curse is gone. Setup day, I was so stressed. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I was worried if I just forgot anything. Let me do a little showcase. I have the video on loop. That was basically the whole setup once more. It was a little bit more. The whole keychain area got doubled in size. You guys saw it. I was drawing all the keychain designs live on stream. So yeah. It's literally the best corner booth you could have gotten, to be honest. I know. I'll say it. It was so much work and I'm so happy. I was so stressed, so I was sweating even more. And I couldn't calm down until the end of day one. It looks so damn cool. Thank you. I love the keychain wall. This is my proudest creation. Call me insane, but I'm already thinking of adding a bunch of new keychains. As you can see, the whole wall is already like full. So what I was thinking is the prints on the bottom are gonna be gone. So I have more keychains because I'm gonna be honest. I can tell you, Chad, I sold 160-ish keychains. That's a lot of keychains. It was always fun, like people being like, oh yeah, I'm a VTuber too, by the way, or being like, people asking me if I'm a VTuber. I'm like, yeah, I'm a VTuber. I do art streams and all that stuff, which is always fun. I really like talking about VTubing. Mia's getting super famous. She will forget us all. No! I'm not! Oh, I remember what happened on day one. Vagabonds that have been here for a while. You guys remember Abby the Weeb, right? The person that also does fan art a lot for me and my community. This is one of the art pieces that Abby drew. Oh my god, Abby is in the YouTube chat. Honestly, I think Abby is the first person I think of being, I would say, a super fan. I'll tell you guys why Abby is a super fan. Okay, on the first day, this woman dropped 180 bucks at my booth. On day one, this woman came prepared. Abby took her phone out, and you know how I posted my catalog? And like having the catalog open, and she had all the items that she wanted circled in. There were so many items that I'm like, I threw a bunch of free stuff at her as well, because I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's so much. She was so prepared. It was so sweet. Ooh, thank you, Abby, so much. Next bullet point. So, if you look at this, chat, do you guys think this is for the men? Is my booth for the male gaze? Yes, fuck you, Kara. No, it's for everyone. Dave, you got it. Listen, I tried to make this as girly pop as I can. But a lot of guys are always like, oh my god, when they look at the two prints that I showed earlier, it's like hentai. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Ooh, this is for the guys. I think my booth is for everyone. It's a common thing that over the past years, I would always hear, my booth is hentai. Which, is only the cause of these two prints. And I already was like, yeah, it's gonna happen again. Honestly, it didn't happen that much. So another thing that happened that I was just like, it was a dude with a friend that was like, oh my god, that's something for you, ha 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 ha. And the friend is like, oh, no, like kind of shy about it. It's like, and wanted to walk away. And he's like, no, you know, I can't hang that up, which is totally understandable, right? But that other guy is like, was looking at it and like, come on, dude. And then started talking to me. It's like, oh yeah, that's pretty revealing. And I'm like, haha, yeah, I know. It's just yeah, it's awkward. It was very awkward. I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, do you have more exposed things like that? And I'm like, no, that's the only ones I draw. It's like, do you think other artists have more revealing stuff? And I'm like, they used to have in the beginning of the convention's like lifespan, but I don't think they allow that anymore. And then, you know, I just explained that. It's like, okay. And then it's like, a question. So do you do other art too? Under a different name, maybe? And at that point, I got so pissed at him that he was asking these things, where I was just like, no, I don't. I don't draw these things. That's the only thing I draw. And you know I was pissed at him because he's like, oh, it's just a joke. Like he literally did the thing of, oh, it's just a joke. Don't be angry. You know, I was like, yeah, funny joke, by the way. It's just a prank, bro. Oh my god. Okay, chat, this is a story. You guys have to tell me your opinion about it. So, what happened was, there were two guys walking by. They're like, oh, you're a VTuber. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a VTuber, yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, they were really interested in VTubing as well. Like want to try out VTubing. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, they were super friendly and everything. And the other guy was a little bit more of a hype man kind of guy and all that. So we yapped a little bit about VTubing and how to get into it. And then one guy is like, yeah, he doesn't know if his PC's strong enough. And then the other guy is like, oh no, dude, your PC is totally fine. Yada, yada, yada. You know, like, oh yeah, you have a strong PC. And I was like, oh, what kind of PC do you have? They both couldn't answer what the specs are because I was like, oh, what's your PC specs? They didn't know, but they had a screenshot. It was like, okay, cool. And then the middle guy is like, oh yeah, I don't know what the context was because I was pretty zoned out. But basically, the guy in the middle was like, oh yeah, I'm a pretty charming guy. And I was like, oh yeah, haha, yeah, totally. Because I was like, oh yeah, for streaming, you gotta be charming, right? You gotta be charming for streaming. You gotta be like, have a good personality, right? And then, you know, they were just like, in my eyes, like they were just interested in the VTubing stuff, right? And then at the end, they're like, oh, if I have any questions for VTubing, can I have your number, your phone number? And I was like, because in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm a VTuber, no privacy is king. I immediately took my business card and was like, I have a Discord. If you have any questions, please go to the Discord. Thank you very much. And you know what? Wait. I was like, here my Discord. And then they went away. I turned around to my friend Ice-T and I'm like, huh, that was an interesting conversation. And then Ice-T went, oh, at first I thought they were a gay couple. But then at the end they were flirting with you, Mew. And I'm like, they were? I was like, what? They were flirting with me, are they? And then I'm like, maybe they weren't. Maybe they weren't. You was just missing the signals. Listen, I was in working mode and I thought they were I thought they were super interested in VTubing and all that stuff. So I was just answering their question. I'm really sorry if the people are watching. I was just like, it's just a story that happened, you know. Going back to the hentai comments, there were 3, well, a guy and I think other, like they were in a group of 3-4 people. They had a beer in their hand and the guy got closer to my booth to look at one of my prints. And I think he pointed at this one and he just went, "Is that hentai?" in a very like, "Oh yeah, that person is drunk." And I just looked at him and I'm like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, are you for real? And luckily, I was already like kind of getting super irritated because first of all, they're drunk. Second of all, it's hentai. And I'm like, no, that's not hentai, by the way. And right at that moment, a friend of Kira's and a person that always drops by at conventions at my booth just passed us. And Kira's like, "Hey, can you help us real quick?" And then the friend of Kira's was basically explaining what hentai is to that guy. And the drunk guy is like, "Oh, so that's not hentai. What's hentai?" And then the friend of Kira was like, "Oh, so hentai is actually a thing that you can enjoy with your whole family, actually." And I was just laughing my ass off because the guy really thought like, "Oh yeah, like, oh really?" But yeah, thank you very much to Kira's friend. Thank you so much for helping us out with the drunk people. Shout out to him. Oh my god. Yeah, let's start with people testing out my VTuber model, right? Oh my god, that's crazy. A lot of children loved it. They were like so surprised. A lot of parents are like, "Oh my goodness." A lot of people asked me what it was. It was great. It's always an eye catcher. Honestly, I don't mind the people that test the model out and they see the boob physics. Listen, it's a common thing. People, it doesn't matter. The VTuber themselves, they like a good boob physic, right? We love our boob physics. It's so important, right? So of course some people will be like, ooh, they will move their heads super fast to see the physics. Which honestly, I think that's funny. I think that's totally valid. But something where I'm like, okay, this is a little bit too much. So a lot of people try to like use their hands and I'm like, oh no, this is face tracking only, by the way. So there's a guy. So you can see that I was able to look through here and I could see a little bit of what the people would be doing in front of the screen, right? So there was a guy. It was like getting close to the phone and I was like, oh, do they need help? Oh no, they can do it on their own. So they did that and they used their head and I'm like, okay, yeah, they got it. And then the moment they saw that and the model move, oh, perfect. I have something perfect to demonstrate chat what happened. They put their hands on their man chesticles. They put it like that, okay? Put it under their man chesticles. And then started groping their own man chesticles and pushed their man chesticles up as if they will touch boobs. And I looked at them and I just went, ew! I was just like, you know what? Like testing the boob physics, sure. But being like, touching your own self for you to grab virtual, thinking you can grab virtual 2D titties is kind of crazy. You can do that at home. And then, of course, the next thing, I wasn't at the booth, but Kira was. But so I was walking around, I was having my break, so Kira took over. And then there were 2 cosplayers that walked either in front of my booth and looked at my art. And then Kira told me what they said. One of the cosplayers was like, oh, this is definitely AI art. Like, they started walking away already, and Kira went, what the fuck did you just say? You know what's the crazy thing too? There was a wad of me drawing